I have got part 2 of Ludwig's video. I asked 100 streamers how to be successful. Part 1 has been getting some traction, some views recently, so I thought why not do a part 2. Part 1 was a few weeks ago. To break down what exactly this thing here is, this 0.08%, Ludwig had got the top 10,000 streamers and picked the 10,000th one and did an analysis on what type of content he made, essentially saying that you need to be realistic that you're not going to be top 10 Twitch streamers, but being top 10,000 is actually sustainable, and you'll be a part of the 0.08%.
Gets to play video games for a living, and it still gets to pay his bills, and he still gets to hang out with cool people in his chat, but don't delude yourself. Don't think that starting the go live button means you will end up being Valkyrie, means you will end up being Kai, because that's not what streaming is. It is a grind, okay? It is a grind. Now, before we start,
I'm really tired between how much I should speak and not speak. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be the biggest ever. I've recently seen a clip of Mr. Beast doing an interview where Jimmy said that I wanted to be the biggest YouTuber, and that was my goal, and he's achieved it. You could be that in that position of being the biggest Twitch streamer. Ludwig's trying to say that not everyone can do it. So if you're not a part of the everyone that can't do it, be okay with setting some goals that are more aligned with what you can achieve.
Actual session on how to be a streamer, we're gonna do a task. And I did this last time, we're gonna do it again, because this is one of the few kind of hippie things that I believe in, which is manifesting your goals. And the way to do that is by writing them down. And I want this on pen and paper, okay? I want this on pen and paper. I did this when I first started streaming over 6 years ago. I'm gonna have you guys do this today. All right, and in fact, I write all of my goals on something I can easily access on my desk. And it's on this little picture of me. On the back of it, I have all my goals. Now you're gonna write 3 things on this piece of paper. Section 1, I want you to write your goals with streaming. Now the goal can be different. It can be broad, it can be bold, it can be simple, but it should be honest. If you're gonna say that your goal is to have an altruistic community that you just like making laugh, is that real? Be genuine with yourself. Nobody's in the room with you. Do you actually just want to be fucking rich and a big streamer and famous? That's fine. Let's just be honest with ourselves today, okay? So let's write our goals down. And I'm gonna say
I mean, if we're gonna talk about, since I'm reacting to it, let me say what actually inspired me. And it was seeing Mr. Beast do a lot of the philanthropy content. That was one of the triggers for me. It made me see a path where I can do something along those lines if I work hard and find my own path to get to a big level content creator, to use money in the right way. The good thing about this is that it makes your journey more purposeful, more intentional, and you have more conviction because you know why you're doing it and you know what you want to achieve. This is not necessary though. This doesn't negate you being successful. This just helps it be more clear. Clarity is very important, especially when you get lost. And of course, it's an oxymoron when you're clear and lost. They're the opposites of each other. So when you're starting to feel lost or to avoid it, make sure you plan ahead and plan what you want to do.
one more thing. Goals can be bad, right? I think goals are valuable because they hold you accountable. But just because you achieve your goal does not mean you're done. And just because you don't hit your goal doesn't mean you failed. It's just something to hold you accountable along the way. And it can be as simple as my goal is to go live 3-4 times a week, whatever it is. So write your goal down, whatever it is. Second thing I want you to write some inspiration. I think this is really valuable to do because when you first start out, you're forming some sort of identity. And anytime you watch a streamer in their early career, even very successful streamers like Liam, for example, the speedrunner, you can tell they've pulled some inspiration from other people. You know, Liam had some similarities to Clint Stevens. So I want you to list 3 streamers that you like in how you would like to stream like, right? So don't just list 3 streamers that you like that do something you would never do. For example, like don't list, Tarek Kaide 10s and then you're like, oh, I don't play Valorant. List 3 streamers that you like that do something you would like to do. And then the final thing I would like you to
3 streamers I like. I think my top 3 streamers off the top of my head will be Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, and Queso. Those IShowSpeed and Kai Cenat was really the reason why I started to stream, because on a black level, I saw what another black content creator can do. And I watched him a year prior to when I started, and I thought, wow, I can actually see myself doing something like this, because he made it very cool and entertaining. When I used to watch streaming, it was really XQC and Mizkif and Tyler One and that era of Twitch streaming back in 2020. But when Kai came in at 2021 to now, it kind of made it more cool to do it. He made it more relatable for especially the black community, and he's someone who inspired me a lot. IShowSpeed the same way. I saw what he was doing and it was really entertaining. And then Queso, I kind of watched Queso back in 2024 last year, but he's so entertaining, man. He's really
is why.
amazing.
Why do you want to do this? And this is the part where I want you to be honest. This is the part where I want you to actually answer the question very, very like vulnerably. Why do you want to have 300 concurrent viewers? Why do you want streaming to be a supplementary income? Why do you want streaming to be a full-time job? Why do you want to be the biggest in the world? I don't care how altruistic it is. I don't care how selfish it is. I just care that you know it and that you are honest to yourself, and I think that is valuable. Now, you might have thought, if I saw you not write this down, I'd tell you to quit. All right, this is what I did in the last video. Last time I did this, all right, I had this entire spiel, and then I said, if you didn't write it down, then you should quit. What you should actually do is, if you are writing this down and you have not yet gone live, go live, you lazy fucker. Okay? Stop doing all the auxiliary work without actually doing the thing that you were trying to do. Just go live. You're the only one who can motivate yourself to do the things that you want to do in life. If you're trying to be a streamer, you just gotta go live. You can do all the other shit, like looking up what gear you want to get and writing down all your goals after. Just go live one time for me. Just one fucking time.
I think that's important. And that's why I said it doesn't negate the fact you'll be successful. Not writing down your goals and doing all of the prep that is going to be helpful for you tremendously in the long term. It's not going to negate you being successful if the thing that's going to negate you is not starting at all. I mean, not delaying your streaming for a year, for 2 years, for 5 years. That's a lot of time that you lose on experience and actually being successful in that time. And what's success? Let's just talk about viewers and money. That's going to be the metrics that you're going to count on. And you can't change that unless you start.
Okay, and if you've done it, please go back to writing down your goals, inspirations, and your whys. But make sure you've gone live at least once. Just fucking try it, man. Even an hour, I don't care. Just try it. Here are mine. This is actually just a picture directly from my goals list. I have a few goals. My goals have changed. My goals are much more broad. I don't have goals based off objective metrics anymore. I don't care about my subscriber number as much. I don't care about my viewership as much. I just care about being better about what I'm doing. And so they're honestly more like reminders. Be ambitious, be creative, be kind, be patient. Because I think if I am those things and I remind myself to be those things, then I will be better at everything else in my life. So goal doesn't have to be get 100 viewers or whatever the fuck. It can be this. It's just a little bit harder to hold yourself accountable when your goal is be ambitious versus an objective number you can look at. Inspiration. Komet Zero, because I think in esports, he is doing stuff that I would like to be doing with Moisex Shopify. Jinxie, because with very limited tools, Rainbow Six, he has amassed the largest average concurrent viewer base on Twitch, which I find massively impressive. And then German.
Oh my god, that was before he went on a crazy run. Wait, no, that was during it, actually.
985.
That was just on his crazy run.
His ambition to do whatever idea he thinks of and then
I love
make it come
Jinxie
to life,
as well.
I still find inspirational. And then why? Why do I stream? Why do I do what I do?
Same applies to Jinxie this just now. He's doing amazing.
Also changed a lot. For a while, it was because I wanted to be a big streamer. Then, it was because I had daily YouTube uploads, and I wanted to keep uploading daily, and to keep uploading daily, I had to keep going live. After that, it was to be the biggest. I wanted to be the biggest streamer in the world. And then after I did that, I realized, well, actually what I really care about, and gives me the most value, is making the lives of those around me better. And also, making cool shit. So those are the two things that I care about. Making people's lives around me better, friends, family, whatever. Making cool shit. So those are my two whys. Where should you stream?
And I think it's important to mention that your why is not set in stone. He just mentioned 3 different whys and how he shifted between them all. Don't be glued to one why in anything, because as you change, as you grow older, things change. Your perspective will change. You see the bigger picture with more experience in life. Allow yourself to be malleable with your goals and your reasons for doing things, because it helps you be adaptable to change.
Answer.
Adaptable with
Now, this
change.
might sound a little bit ironic, seeing as we are live streaming this on YouTube right now, but Twitch is simply the best platform to stream on. It just is. And then a couple more questions that go along with this. To be successful as a streamer, you need to be consistent. This is just
yeah,
simple.
it is.
Okay? Another tip that's helped me.
It's the best platform, but if you're like in any platform, I think probably the best place to start if you want to see some viewership is TikTok. And this is it would apply back then too, but if you have low viewership, it's very, very hard.
Along the way,
especially on Twitch, because the way Twitch works is the top 100 people are gonna keep getting more new people. But if you're on averaging 1 viewer, 0 viewers, you're never gonna grow from that. You need to start posting videos.
As entertaining for 10 viewers as you would for 10,000 viewers. If you were to have 10,000 people raid onto your stream, would you stream differently than with a group of people that are currently watching you? If the answer is yes, that means you are not giving your all. You are waiting for something to give your all. You should be giving your all for 10, as you would for 10,000, because then that 10 is how you grow to 10,000. And the ideal length for a stream is just under 6 hours. Anywhere under 6 hours. Where am I getting this information from? Well, I asked the big streamers in the world what the best streaming platform is.
I'm going to just briefly say this about that part he said about streaming. Stream as if you're streaming to a lot of big audience. This is one thing I can do a whole discussion on, like a whole video on. But take that with a grain of salt. I personally don't think that it's applicable to everyone. I did it myself for a long time, and it actually was more detrimental to my own mental health and growth because it wasn't real. You know, when you think about it as, oh, I'm just going to treat it as if a lot of people are watching, but the idea of it is so you can keep being entertaining. But what starts to happen is you start to build this mask, this fake persona that you're bigger than what you are, and it hurts more than it does good. So what advice I would say, if it was generally people I was talking to, a general audience, try be as entertaining as you can if that's your audience that you want to stream to, or try be as educational as possible, or try be as chill and providing a comfort space if that's what you want to do. Don't think about the numbers. Don't think, oh, if I'm streaming to 10,000 people, blah, 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 because you'll start really thinking that and you'll start building a mask behind yourself and not being yourself.
28 out of 30 said Twitch. One person said YouTube. One person said multi-streaming. I am not sold on multi-streaming. I think multi-streaming fractures communities. There are times where it makes sense. For example, Doug when he does his YouTube versus Twitch, or an event to get the maximum amount of viewers.
I'm surprised
it works for some
TikTok
people
is
like
not
Charlie
on there.
because he has a huge YouTube presence. I think it's better to not multi-stream. This is where I'm currently at. You could multi-stream till you find the platform that you like and then go from there, but I think sticking to one is generally better. Nobody said Kick. Now, that could be just because the group I asked. Kick could work for you if you like the 95-5 split, but of the group I asked, everybody said Twitch. And a quick tidbit about Twitch versus YouTube versus Kick versus whatever. Twitch is better for chatters and for streamers. Everything is way more streamlined. There's way more information for streamers on Twitch. YouTube is better for lurkers. Worse for people who chat and worse for people who stream. And Kick, it's
I prefer
now this has
YouTube.
changed a little bit. This is what the past 3 years have done. Because 3 years ago, I talked about how you have to stream for the video. When you go live, you're basically trying to farm a YouTube video from it. It's changed. Now, most live streams are for the clip. We've condensed it a bit. If you live stream 4, 5, 6 hours, what you really care about getting in that time is a good clip. One great fucking moment is all that matters. Because if you think about it, most of the people in the world who know you will know you from your clip, not your streams. Even people on this list, all right?
Yeah.
Kai, Speed, Queso, Jinxie, Pirate Software. You guys might have seen these streams before. You've probably seen them from a clip. It might have been Speed getting sucked off in Minecraft, right? It might have been Kai breaking the record for the most subs ever of all time. It might have been Pirate Software talking about the YouTube algorithm. It could have been Jinxie hitting his desk with his feet and then falling backwards in his chair because he saw someone in Fortnite with a fat ass. Could have been Queso being called fat again. But you've probably seen the clip.
Exactly. That's very true. That's very true. A lot of these big audiences for these streamers, they just seen their clips. I personally think that this is like a wild take, and I know I'm right. It's just an intuition feeling that I'm right. That right now, and hold me to this, I think it's coming back to where videos are going to be prioritized, and then clips are going to take the back seat, because I think people are getting tired of these clips of these existing big streamers and these new and up and coming streamers like me. People are going back to videos, and I really started to get back into my video bag as opposed to just focusing on clips. I think it's just going to have this ebb and flow from videos to clips to videos to clips. And it's coming to that point where videos are what people are looking for now.
The clip is king. So all you need is one great fucking moment. And then if you throw that moment on YouTube Shorts or TikTok and it blows up, it's a self-feeding system. More people will go to your stream. They want to see the funny moment. The funny moment happens. You get a new funny moment. And every new big streamer that's exploded from the past couple of years has exploded from clips, right? All these people I just listed, they've all been exploding because of the clips. Sometimes they're not even posting the clips themselves. It's just other people posting clips on their behalf. But it's all about the fucking clip. And you can be contrived about this. You can be natural about this. You can be an over-the-top person to get a clip. You can just be a godlike gamer and happen to get a good clip. But I promise you, if you live stream long enough, shit happens. I mean, that's the fucking beauty of live. Shit happens. Sometimes because you planned it, sometimes because you didn't plan it, and that's just what life is. But you will get a funny ass clip, and when you do, you just gotta keep rolling with it. You gotta keep trying to recreate that magic. Asking the 30 biggest streamers, I said, do you think YouTube Shorts, TikTok are important for your growth? Because I wanted to know from their perspective, right? Some of these people are established creators. 66.7 still said yes. And bear in mind, almost everybody I asked has been a successful creator since before YouTube Shorts were really a thing. And they still believe, 2/3 of which, that YouTube Shorts and TikTok are important for their growth. So if they believe it en masse, huge majority, then you should also probably
why
believe
don't
Now,
33%? I don't get why 33% don't believe in it. I mean, they must be lying. It's definitely important for growth. I mean, it's gonna grow you in any way. So maybe those people are saying it because they don't feel that they need to grow anymore, or that they don't post it. Well, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you post it or not, or if it's a part of your goals. People are going to post your clips. You think these top streamers, once they start to get traction and people start to post their clips, they stop doing it. All of the streamers that he listed, none of them post their own clips, other than Queso, to be honest. But they all have people that clip. Even Queso doesn't post his own clips, but I mean on his YouTube channel. All these guys have clippers, and at any level, at any point, it's going to help you grow, because short form content is the king, because people have short attention spans because of how social media is wired now.
They don't make any fucking money. So it's still important to stream to make a YouTube video. And I've repeated this from my last session, but I think it's still valuable information. When you do a live stream, it is still valuable to have a goal going into the stream of getting a YouTube video out of it. You go live with a premise, maybe you are going to give your chat your credit card. The bones of the stream is you buying things with your credit card that Chad has picked out, and the conclusion is the final list of how much money you've spent and everything you've bought. Your premise, your bones, your conclusion. It doesn't have to be every stream, mind you, but if you are going live without really thinking about it, just playing a video game and then going offline a couple hours later, I don't think you're really giving it your all. You should be putting damn near an equal amount of time thinking about what you're going to do in a couple hours later, every stream, mind you. But if you are going live without really thinking about it, just playing a video game and then going offline a couple hours later, I don't think you're really giving it your all. You should.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't know what the metric he's judging it by. I think he's going in with the assumption that you want to do more than that. I don't think there's anything wrong with just playing games and that's it. I mean, when you look at Speed, Jinxie, and Queso, they got viral off of what they did during gameplay while they were playing games, their reactions and stuff.
Could be putting damn near.
But if he's talking about people that want to do more, but they just settle for playing games, I guess, then yeah, it applies.
Equal amount of time thinking about what you're going to do as you are doing what you are supposed to do. If the entire fucking time you spend working on live streaming, you are live and you are not growing at all, you're making a mistake. Let's use our time more valuably and let's think about what we're going to do so it is more successful long term. Here's an example. Which YouTube video do you think will be better from these two live streams? Do you think it is Jinxie versus 20 girls? Or do you think it is the live stream called Wednesday? Let's just take a stab in the dark here. Most people would argue it's the first option. And
okay.
They would be right. 20 women versus Jinxie ended up being Jinxie's most viewed video within a week. And I don't think the Wednesday option, and they would be right.
No, but that's it's such a dumb example. I know where he's coming from, but it's a dumb example. You don't post the VOD as a full VOD on YouTube and just expect it to blow. I mean, I did that in my first month when I was streaming on Twitch and I went to YouTube. It's not a thing that you should be doing. I mean, the way he titled that's a perfect title for a video. But I mean, you can chop up the Wednesday VOD and do some Rainbow Six gameplay from it. That first idea, though, is more universal. It appeals to a wider audience. And you look at, like, for example, Sidemen's biggest videos. It's people versus 20 girls, people versus 20. So it falls into that viral trend that you post. So it makes sense that will go more viral. But this whole thing of posting a whole VOD, there's no point, to be honest, unless you're a big content creator or if you refine the title and thumbnail after.
Most people would argue it's the first option, and they would be right. 20 women versus Jinxie ended up being Jinxie's most viewed video within a week. And I don't think the Wednesday video that came from it did very well. Now, Wednesday streams are still important. You'll occasionally have to go live with nothing to do, but putting Wednesday in your title and playing the game that people like when you play, or talking about the thing people like that you talk about, because consistency is key. But if you are not interspersing well thought out premises with good bones and good conclusion, I don't think you're doing a good enough job at streaming. How do you find ideas? How do you know what to stream, man? That's the hardest question. What the fuck do you do when you go live? The answer, you gotta watch a lot of live streams to know what to live stream. I'll tell you a story. I wanted to be a talk show host when I was in high school. Jay Leno even spoke at my sister's graduation from Emerson. And I saw him as he walked out and I said, Jay, I want to be a talk show host when I grow up. And he said, hey kid, what's your name? And I said, it's Ludwig. And he said, I'll see you there. I filmed all this. This really happened. I'm not a talk show host.
This is actually named
Talk shows
Ludwig.
were dumb as shit and boring as hell. I never watched them. I shouldn't watch them. I thought they were lame. I thought they were lame as shit. The reality is that I actually didn't want to be a talk show host. I think I just wanted to be a rich, famous person who was on TV who got to interview celebrities. Are you guys watching a shit ton of live streams? Because these 30 big fucking streamers who are very busy, some of which are streaming 80 plus hours a week, are watching streams daily. The majority of them are watching streams daily. Over 80% are watching streams a few times a week. I watch streams every single day. I'm not even shitting you. My Twitch Wrapped. I watched Twitch 365 out of 365 days last year. How do I know about people like Jinxie even though I'm 28 fucking years old? Because I watch people like Jinxie. Because I need to know what's going on. Because how else am I supposed to keep up, adapt, and come up with ideas? It can't all come from...
I mean, me personally, yes. I watch streamers every day. Well, I see clips every day. And it's just because it's what I love to watch. It's my form of entertainment. It's really replaced television for me. YouTube replaced television for me over 12 years ago. And then streaming replaced television for me 6 years ago. So where I don't watch as much Netflix or stuff like that, I just generally just watch videos or streams just as a form of entertainment. So I don't even study it to study it. I just would like to watch it.
Thin air. It can't all come from past experience. I made 2,000 goddamn videos. I gotta be watching shit. I gotta get inspired. If you're not watching Twitch, you can't become a Twitch streamer. It's also important though to think of ideas that work for you. Because yeah, you can watch somebody, but you can't necessarily do what they do. For example, if you watch me, you can't do, I let my chat spend $10,000, the results are cursed live stream. Because you can't spend $10,000 fucking dollars on a live stream. That would be insane. It'd be absurd of you to do. It'd be crazy. You shouldn't do that. You also probably can't fly to Japan and drift the J-Schlite because you probably don't know J-Schlite like that. So if you can't do those things, do not think of ideas that include those things. I think this is a mistake I see all the time. People thinking of ideas that don't actually work for them. Oh man, if only I had 10K, I could do this. Oh man, if only I was friends with J-Schlite, I could collab with him. I would get big quick. What do you actually have around you? You got a funny fucking friend? Do you have a love and passion for mobile gaming? With the tools you have, what would you make? And you can still find inspiration. For example, last week I ranked every single Flash game. Anybody who's watching this could do that. It was fucking $0. I literally looked up Flash games and then played the Flash games. It was like 12 of them. It wasn't even every Flash game. Anyone could do that. So make sure the ideas you are thinking of work for you. Now I asked these 30 streamers, how much planning actually goes in your stream? Because it's an interesting question, you know? Like how much do they actually
Most
plan
people
out?
make
And
it
for
up
the
day
most
by
part,
day.
people are kind of making it up the day of. 43% of people, the plurality of people, kind of just make up what they do the same exact day. And I'm not excluded from that camp, by the way. Most of the time, I kind of make up what I do that same day, maybe the day before. Only 26% of people plan their streams ahead of time. 73% are making up day of or sometimes making it up day of. So don't stress out, man. That's the key. Don't freak.
I mean, it kind of goes against what you said earlier about, oh, just start up the stream and playing games and that's it. I mean, I used to plan a little bit here and there. The only planning that would go if you do gaming streams is knowing what games to play, and that's very important. Don't get caught up trying to find a game to play on stream. If you have to download it, etc., just there's no point. It's too much of a long drag. But I mean, yeah, it makes sense that most people actually just make up the day of.
Freak out about what you gotta do, but spend 30 minutes every morning thinking of a couple ideas, writing them down, maybe pitching it to a friend who's also trying to become a live streamer. Throw your ideas back and forth. This idea sucks, this idea rocks, and just fucking run with it. The more shit you throw at the wall, the higher chance you have of something sticking. So better to think of an idea, rip it day of, it not work, try something new the next day, than spend all this time crafting this amazing idea you've thought of only to have it not work. And now we get to my favorite part, the yoink and twists. Now,
All right, and I'm going to actually leave it here because it seems that there's 10 minutes left and the video is already 21 minutes. I just want to save as much time as your guys' time as I can. Summarizing all of that is going to be difficult off the top of my head, so I won't do it. I was just about to, but I changed my mind. It's a good video, though. Ludwig has a lot of good points, and it comes from experience and him being successful with what he did, growing a great big channel, multiple channels, big community, people that love him, and he loves this community too, you can tell. And amazing stuff, honestly, amazing stuff. I don't really have any contentions. There are a few things I did go sort of against a little bit, and that's important to understand that you don't have to agree with everything big people say or everything everyone says. You'll find your own way and your own path. And as Ludwig has his many years of experience, I have 2 years of experience now making content, and I found things that work better for me, and I've seen things that work better for other people or don't work at all. Make sure you define those things and then work better on what you enjoy. Most important thing is that you feel fulfilled, because no matter what happens, think about long term. How am I going to feel long term? Am I going to feel good? Am I going to feel bad? Because you never know how long you're going to be doing something until people start watching. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Celebration here for watching the whole video. Take it easy, man.